Hey yo, Jaguar Wright has spoke to someone who claims to be Rihanna's neighbor where all the craziness went down. And what he said he saw is wow. Let's get into it.
When I first heard about this, I had also been wondering when people were going to talk about the fact that they were saying, and not just the perfume brand, but also some of the Fenty makeup allegedly is creating infertility in women who use it regularly.
So what she's saying is that Rihanna's Fenty is causing that in women? I ain't heard nothing about that. Have y'all heard about it? I haven't. But let's get back into it.
You know what I mean? So it's like there's a lot of stuff going on. LVMH pulling out. Rihanna's supposed to be going back on tour allegedly, which she'll be touring through Live Nation, which this girl has a lawsuit with, which is why I said we need to. Oh, honey, I know it's wild. I know it's wild. I know it's wild. Like when I started reading up on that, I'm like, why is nobody talking about that? Because guess what? If I was LVMH and I was one of the largest, I heard the same thing. They are taking it off the shelves all over Europe. And they're keeping it quiet. They're keeping it quiet. Like it's really, really, really not coming to the fore. And I was like, could this be a woman that was a fan that was using her products? But like I said, we don't know anything. The only thing we can do is just research the woman right now. And I know that's why we got to get our hands on that lawsuit. We got to see if it's in Pacer somewhere, and we got to review it because I think that might give us some information. But hold on, this is
man, that's wild. So I'm wondering if she referring to the lady that fired the you know what at Rihanna's house. Did she sue Live Nation? Like what's going on? We got to figure and get a little bit deeper. But let's continue.
Jag.
Yeah.
I have a neighbor here. His name is James. He lives down the street. He said he saw and heard some stuff, and he's willing to get on camera and talk. So if you want to ask him a few questions,
sure. Let's have that conversation.
Okay. If you don't mind, you want to put. Let me see. Yeah. Put that in your ear real quick. Just that. Can you hear it? Just ask if you can hear it.
Yeah, I can hear. I can hear music.
Okay. Yeah.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. My name is Jaguar Wright, and you're there with my producer and my co-host, Wolfgang Amadeus. We have a YouTube channel. We're live right now, and we're just trying to get to the bottom of how some of this happened. Like, what's your neighborhood like? Has this ever happened?
It's just generally a really quiet neighborhood. We have a lot of celebrity people. We have, it's just a different mix of people here, really. And it's generally quiet. Rihanna's probably the most popular person here in our neighborhood.
Okay.
Definitely the most popular person here. So, but yeah, this is a sober living, and we're here all day, every day, doing our thing. And yesterday afternoon, early afternoon, we heard the shots as we get ready to pull out of the driveway. And as we heard them, we kind of decided to stay back, and then we saw the Tesla pull out, head south, and just like, wow. And then the police showed up like crazy.
So you actually you saw her get away.
Yeah, well, we saw her as we were walking back in the house, and she came down off the Heather Road. We live right on the corner of Heather and Coldwater Canyon. She's up about 2 houses up on the left, and we saw the Tesla coming down. It's like, yeah, it's time to go ahead and get on side. We heard.
That's wild that Rihanna would be in a neighborhood that's apparently gateless. Like anybody can just drive up. If you got the address or whatever, that's got to be pretty wild and unsafe. I mean, I'm quite sure her house is guarded and really safe, but it's just wild that she's not living in some kind of gated community. I would have definitely thought she was. But let's get back into it.
I felt it was like about 7 or 8 shots, That, who's counting when somebody's firing a gun?
Especially in your neighborhood where it's quiet and you're not used to hearing anything.
We've never heard anything like that in this neighborhood. It's been, last time we had helicopters in this neighborhood was New Year's 2 years ago. and that was further up the canyon towards the outpost area. So yeah, it's shocking, it's kind of, and there's usually, we usually got some kind of paparazzi or something around here, waiting for her to pop out with her baby or something. But
Right.
this is pretty insane, after, and I get it, after gunshots being fired.
Would you say that her location, where her house is pretty much just generally known to everyone? Like, is it?
Yeah, you could Google her name and it'll give you her address. I mean, it's just,
Huh.
that's, like we get new clients here in the sober living, and we say, Brianna lives up the street, or Madonna lives down there, or so and so lives here. There, anybody could just Google it and find out. And so, I mean, that's not the safest environment for her, I guess. As popular as she is, and private as she is. So
Yeah.
yeah, this is kind of the big shock.
Now, this is another question that I had for you, because it's been rumored that she usually has her security team there with her around, the property.
When she
No?
leaves, you can tell that she's leaving with a security team. But her house is, it's pretty fortified. I mean, getting up to her gate's not like you can knock on her door. That's for sure.
Right. So does it seem to make sense that the girl would pull up with a machine, rifle and
None of it makes sense. To me, it's like, I feel like, honestly, she had some kind of bone to pick with Rihanna or something to know where she lived, drive up there with an assault rifle, and then go firing off at her house like that.
People are, man, they jumping off the ledge and crashing out more and more every day. I mean, let's be real. We don't know the depthness of what happened between her and Rihanna, or is she just a crazed fan? But just the things that people are doing these days is just getting wilder and wilder, especially being a celeb. Let's get back into it.
I mean, that was just crazy. But there used to be a sign up on Rihanna's yard that said, my dogs can make it to the fence in 0.2 seconds. Can you?" So I mean, she's generally guarded. She has security on property, and she's a very private lady. We've glimpsed her a few times, but that's the size of it.
Hmm. Well, I want to thank you for taking the time to speak with us. How would you say that the police are handling this? Do you think that they're doing a good job securing the neighborhood? And
I mean, as best as they possibly can, considering the neighborhood. This is a real upscale neighborhood. They're not letting anybody up the street. They're protecting her privacy. It's a madhouse down here right now on Heather Road on this side, but that's to be expected. So I mean, I feel like that they've done a good job. They got the person, and that's the most important part. The person that did it is in custody, and everybody's feeling a lot safer around here. So yeah, I think they're doing all right.
well, good. I'm glad that nobody got hurt. I'm glad that she didn't, decide to make a random getaway into somebody else's property. And it's so bizarre, like all of it. And we're doing research on her, and the stuff that I'm finding online, like there's something off there, but it's weird.
There's definitely something that doesn't make sense, considering the neighborhood, considering, as private as she is, I mean, the first thing that, some of the neighborhood people here we talked about when we communicated was, this had to have been like a very personal thing, because you don't just roll up to somebody's house, start firing shots, and there's kids there and everything. I mean, we're thinking mental illness or something real personal.
Well, it's looking that way from what we're seeing. So thank you for taking the time to talk
Absolutely.
with us. And I don't want to blow up your spot. We know that you're there in the neighborhood, and we're not trying to
That's
get
all right.
any extra fans. But James, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Absolutely. You have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too.
You always gonna have, some eyewitnesses to everything who done seen something. And, like I said before, man, it's just getting crazier and crazier in the world. People are doing stuff, but I mean, we gotta dig a little bit deeper, find out, is this personal? Was it just a crazy, mentally ill, challenged person? We got to get to the bottom of this one. What do you guys think? How do you guys feel about this whole situation? Drop it in the comment section and let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I'm going to be paying attention to everybody's comments. It's your boy Chaotic One. This is the KMHP TV YouTube channel. And if you like it and rock out with us, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you're alerted when I drop these videos like this one right here. And until the next video, peace.